if you're someone who's looking to lose weight, then my guess would be that so far you've probably given a lot more attention and thought to your diet and to the exercise you're doing than you have sleep. And that's completely understandable, right? I mean, what do we see promoted in the media? It's always, what's the best exercise to bring about fat loss, or what's the best diet for fat loss? And look, don't get me wrong, right? Exercise and diet are key. They are massively important when it comes to weight loss. You know, you've got to be on top of your nutrition and you have to be exercising regularly, right? But at the same time, if we're doing those things but we're neglecting our sleep, the likelihood is that we're going to just be sort of treading water. We're not going to see any real progress made. And why is that? Well, sleep is massively important. Sleep is key for the proper maintenance of several metabolic processes that go on within our bodies, right? It's highly instrumental in the proper production of certain hormones in the body, which play a huge role in our metabolism. So if you couldn't tell already, this video is going to be a little bit more sciencey than some of my previous ones. And we're going to sort of delve into the how, so how sleep brings about and helps facilitate weight loss, fat loss. And look, you may feel like it's unnecessary for you to know these sort of things, which to an extent, you know, when you get deep into it, yeah, that can become unnecessary. But I think it's important to have a fundamental understanding of what's going on in your body so that you can better optimize it within yourself. So let's delve in. So first up, cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone. And essentially, when we don't get enough sleep or when our sleep quality is poor, we experience spikes in the level of cortisol. So the levels of stress that we experience, right? Now, for me to give you the full context of why this matters, I first of all have to delve into insulin, right? So very briefly, every time you eat carbohydrates and also some proteins, your body breaks this food down into glucose, right? A form of energy. When glucose is present in the blood, your body responds by creating insulin, producing insulin. This insulin is essentially a key, right? And what it does, it takes that glucose and it stores it in your muscle cells or into your liver, into your cells of your body to be used later, to be as a store of energy, right? Now, when you have high levels of cortisol, what this does is it takes that glucose out of the cells and puts it back into the bloodstream, right? Preparing your body for this stressful event that is occurring right now, because you know your body thinks stress is happening, something stressful is happening. I need to be able to mobilize, I need to have the energy to react to this stressful event, right? So when you have high cortisol levels, this happens, and this means that all the energy that was once in your cells is now in your blood, which is obviously not great because it means you have high blood sugar levels. Not ideal, but that's for a whole another video. So anyway, essentially what it means is that your cells are now being deprived of the energy that they want and they need. As a result of that, they start signaling to your brain, hey, look, we're not getting any energy. We need some food, right? This therefore tells your brain, look, you've got to start eating. So as a result, you eat more. So as your brain receives these signals from your body that you need energy, that you need food, understandably you eat more, right? And therefore you are now eating in excess of what you actually need. And this excess glucose, it gets stored as fat because ultimately your muscles and your body cells only have, so your muscles and your liver only have a limited capacity of storage for glucose. Eventually, once that capacity is filled, the glucose gets stored. And if all that wasn't bad enough, then there's some more bad news. Essentially, it's a two-way street. So as I mentioned earlier, right, when we have poor sleep or reduced sleep, cortisol levels increase. But at the same time, with increased cortisol, our sleep quality and the amount of sleep we get is reduced. So that just further perpetuates the issues that we have ongoing. So that's cortisol, right? And that's a key hormone for a number of things, but it plays a huge role in weight loss. So the next hormones we're going to look at are ghrelin and leptin. So let's outline the roles of these two hormones. So you've got ghrelin, which is responsible for signaling feelings of hunger and the storage of calories as fat. And on the other hand, you have leptin, which is responsible for signaling satiety. So it tells your brain that you're not hungry and that you don't need to be storing calories as fat because you've got plenty of energy. Now, when you're getting regular and enough sleep, then these two hormones operate in conjunction with each other very well and operate efficiently to ensure that you're hungry when you are genuinely hungry and that you are signaling satiety that you're full when you've just eaten. However, when you're sleep deprived, these hormones get completely out of whack. Essentially, what happens is that ghrelin levels massively increase. So your body gets told, look, I'm hungry, I need calories. And at the same time, leptin levels decrease. So you don't get the signaling of satiety of fullness that you would typically. And essentially, these effects lead to obviously increased hunger, which is going to increase your propensity to eat, which is going to therefore increase your likelihood of increasing your body weight, which again isn't what you want. Now look, these are just a few of the key hormones that are directly implicated with sleep and have direct effects on weight loss and body composition. There are tons of other hormones and effects of sleep that I'm not going to go into because I'm not an endocrinologist and I'm not an expert on sleep. But what I will say is that it's absolutely irrefutable that the quality of your sleep and the amount of sleep you're getting has huge effects on weight loss and body composition. So if you're someone who is obsessed with the intricacies of their diet, with the minute details of their physical activity, then okay, they're important, but take a step back, look at your sleep, look at what you're doing every night. Is that conducive to you losing weight?